Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. From Gilcrest, Colorado, the Brush Beet Diggers face the Valley Vikings. Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Fergus. We've got the ball game here for you. We'll run through the lineups, and the first pitch will be coming up just real quick. Brush Beet Digger starting lineup is brought to you by B&B Appliance. With over 30 years of experience, B&B Appliance can help match the appliances to your needs. Stop by at 502 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. Lineup for Brush: Percy Odell will lead off. Ben Metlin will hit second. Landon Mesh will be the third hitter. Sawyer Albert hitting fourth. Keaton Gillick in the 5 spot. Tanner Ledgate hitting sixth. Edgar Ortiz seventh. Wiley Eicher will be hitting 8th, and Hunter Proctor will be hitting 9th. We'll cover where their positions are when they take the field. For Valley Vikings, Alfonso Medina will be on the hill for the Valley Vikings. Caleb Dudley will be behind the plate. Seth Kistler at first. Trent Mestis at second, Andrew Rinkin at short, Carson Adolph at third, Dominic Rodriguez in left, Colton Dudley will be in center field, and Anthony Solis will be in right field. So that's your lineups. The first pitch is brought to you by Buildings by Design. First impressions are important. Buildings by Design will make your vision a reality. Visit buildsbydesign.com. First pitch, 51 degrees. Percy Odell steps in against Medina. And the first pitch is low, a ball. Brush comes into this game 2-1. And Valley 2-2. We'll break down who they played. And the ball hit down the first base line. Kistler stops it, and what do we got here? And an out. Kistler knocked it down, and the first baseman tossed it to Medina, and we got the first out for the Beet Diggers on a ground out to first base.
Now it's back number 9, Ben Metlin.
Ben Metlin steps to the plate. Pitch from Medina. Strike, letter high. Cloud cover this afternoon, and 3 o'clock there was a little rain shower that came through. The pitch from Medina, curved ball in the dirt. Made the ground wet. Grass could be slightly wet, but I think everything else has dried out since then. Pitch from Medina, a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ben Metlin. Coach Tom Odell, the third base coach's box. Christian Valles coaching in the first base. That's Brad Wolf over in the first base box. Pitch was high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ben Metlin. 1 out in the inning. Odell grounded out to first base for the first out. The 2-2 pitch from Medina, and the ball hit out towards second base, and from second over to first for the out. 2 outs in the inning. Landon Mesh comes to the plate. 2 outs. Mesh hits from the left side. Wears number 6 on his back. Beet Diggers with their white pants, their yellow uniforms with maroon piping. Mesh hits the ball foul down the right field line. Alfonso Medina, sophomore for Valley. They've got a number of sophomores on this team. The pitch upstairs and out of the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to Landon Mesh. 2 outs in the top of the first inning. As I said, 51 degrees. No wind, but cloud cover all around. No blue sky today. Pitch, ball hit Up the middle, off Medina, and Mesh legs it out. Base hit from Landon Mesh. Sawyer Albert comes to the plate, senior for the Brush Bead Diggers. Mesh with the lead off, pitch upstairs to Sawyer Albert. Sawyer wears number 50 on his back. Sawyer's playing right field today. Pitch from Medina, inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Mesh with the lead at first base. Doesn't really look like there's a threat for him to steal. And Albert hits the ball to the third baseman, line drive out. So for Brush, no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and no Valley errors. After 1/2 inning of play, Brush 0, Valley will be coming to the plate. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. KSIR 1010 Baseball back in Gilcrest, Colorado. Brush Beat Diggers on the road facing the Valley Vikings. For the Valley Vikings, they come to the plate, and I'll run through their lineup here real quick. Andrew Rinkin will lead off. Ivan Saenz will be the DH and hit second. Alfonso Medina will hit third. Anthony Solis will hit fourth. Seth Kistler fifth. Caleb Dudley sixth. Carson Adolph hits seventh. Trent Mestis hits eighth. And Dominic Rodriguez will hit ninth. For the Brush Bead Diggers, defensively, Keaton Gillick will be in left field. Hunter Proctor in center. Sawyer Albert in right field. Around the infield, Ben Metlin will be at third base. Percy Odell at short. Landon Mesh will be the second baseman today, and Edgar Ortiz will be the first base. Wiley Eicher will be on the hill, and Tanner Lidgate will be behind the plate. Andrew Rinkin comes to the plate for the Valley Vikings. Valley played yesterday. They played Platte Valley, and they lost 14-7. Valley's record on the season is 2-2. First pitch from Wiley Eicher at the knees, outside, ball. Eicher gets the sign, the pitch, ball hit out towards right center field. Ball's going to get past Albert towards the fence, 3 hops to the fence. Rinkin round second, headed towards third, and slides in head first to third with a triple. Base hit, first hitter for the Valley Vikings, runner at third base. Ivan Saenz comes to the plate, sophomore. Eicher still from the full windup. Pitch low. 1 ball, no strikes. Rinkin, a short lead at third. Coach Steve Kistler in the third base coach's box. Jeff Stone over at first. And the pitch swung on and missed by Saenz. 1 ball, 1 strike. To the sophomores, I mentioned Valley, they've got a bunch of sophomores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They've got about 10 sophomores on this team. Pitch inside, almost hit Saenz. 2 balls and a strike. Saenz was able to move out of the way. Coach Kistler, no signs to the hitter, Ivan Saenz. And swung on and missed. Evens a count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Signs is choked up on the bat, 2-2 pitch, and strike three, right down the middle, right at the knees, strike three, looking. Andrew Rinkin still at third base with the leadoff triple. Alfonso Medina, the pitcher, comes to the plate. Where's number 2, Valley Vikings, with white uniforms with the black lettering and the gold trim. The ball hit, fouled back to the screen. The 0-1 pitch, low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Alfonso Medina, the number 3 hitter in Valley's lineup. The pitch from Eicher, curveball outside, took a little bit off. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls and a strike. Rinkin at third with the leadoff triple. The 2-1 pitch from Eicher outside, ball 3, and the ball comes back to the screen on a pass ball. Ball came off of Hunter Ledgate's glove. Strike to Medina. Rinkin came in and scored on the pass ball, so Valley with a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning. The 3-2 pitch outside. Medina goes to first base. Ledgate comes and picks up the ball. Brody Loveland comes in and courtesy runner to run for Alfonso Medina. Anthony Solis comes to the plate from the stretch. Wiley Eicher to the plate, upstairs, ball. Just a slight little bit of rain. Loveland with a good lead at first. And Eicher over to first with the pick, but Loveland is back to the bag. Two balls, no strikes to Anthony Solis. The pitch from Eicher. Inside, off Ledgate's glove. Valley with a 1-0 lead. Loveland at second base. Rinkin came in and scored after a leadoff triple on a pass ball. 3-0 pitch. Ball upstairs, ball 4. Runners at first and second. Seth Kistler comes to the plate. Another sophomore for the Valley Vikings. Rush double play depth. Just a slight amount of rain. Eicher's pitch, a strike at the knees. Eicher, a senior for the Brush Beat Diggers. Aker wears number 1 on his back. Ledgate get ready to frame the pitch. Runners at first and second. 1-0 pitch and the ball off Ledgate's glove. Runners move up to second and third. And the ball foul tipped at the plate. Aker ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Seth Kistler, the first baseman for the Valley Vikings. Coach's son. 19 years Steve Kistler's been the coach for the Valley Vikings. Pitch from Aker, ball hit up the middle. Center field. Loveland comes in and scores. Solis comes in and scores, and Kistler moves up to second base on the throw. So 3-0. So the Valley Vikings take a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Kistler on at second. Caleb Dudley, another sophomore for the Valley Vikings, comes to the plate. Aker from the stretch. Kistler with the leadoff, and the ball hit foul down the left field line. Ledgate has had a few balls tip off his glove, as he just appears that maybe he's just not watching it all the way into his glove. I'm not sure that the pitch is moving that much in order to cause him issues. The pitch, strike. Wiley Aker goes ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning. But Valley with 3 runs. The pitch from Aker upstairs. Valley 3 runs on 2 hits. The 1-2 offering from Aker. Fouled up and back and over the screen. Two Dudleys in this game, and I know that there's been plenty of other Dudleys for the Valley Vikings that have played for Valley over the years. Big family. And a hit by pitch. First and second. Kistler at second. Dudley at first. Carson Adolph Jr. comes to the plate. Number 18, Andrew Schmunk, comes in and runs for Caleb Dudley, the catcher for the Vikings. Carson Adolph, the third baseman for the Vikings. Pitch low. Aker's struggling in order to, find a consistent release point as well as strikes. Runners at first and second. The 1-0 pitch. Strike. Letter high. Cloudy sky. It's kind of gray. A little bit of rain around. survivable. Pick off to second base. Landon Mesh at the bag. The throw from Eicher to Mesh, but Kistler gets back safely. The pitch, low and away. 2 balls and a strike to Carson Adolph. Valley Vikings with 3 here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch from Eicher, low and in the dirt. Ledgate pulls that out of the dirt. 3 balls and a strike to Carson Adolph. Eicher sitting at 30 pitches here in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch outside, ball 4. That'll load the bases. Trent Maestas will come to the plate. So Kistler at second. Schmunk, the courtesy runner at Kistler at third. Schmunk, the courtesy runner at second. Carson Adolph at first. Coach Odell comes out and talks to Wiley Eicher, his senior pitcher. Catch up here just a little bit with Brush. Brush 2-1 on the season. They won their first game of the season, 14-4 against Fort Morgan. And they won here this last Saturday, the first game against Alamosa, 4-3. Then they played Montezuma Cortez, and Montezuma Cortez beat Brush 5-0. And those 2 games, the Alamosa and the Montezuma Cortez games, were played down at Runyon Field in Pueblo. So Brush 2-1 on the season. Trent Maestas comes to the plate. Bases loaded. Pitch. Fouled off to the right side. Brush digging themselves into a little bit of a hole here as we start this game. Let's see if they can get out of this without any further damage. 1 out in the inning. Pitch. And the ball hit out towards right field. Sawyer Albert didn't see it. Ball's over his head. Kistler will come around to score. Schmunk around third, coming in to score. Ground rule double on a hit by Trent Maestas. Valley takes a 5-0 lead. Dominic Rodriguez, a number 9 hitter in the lineup, comes to the plate. Andrew Rinkin, who led off the game with a triple, is in the on-deck circle. First pitch to Rodriguez, a strike. Eicher, the pitch, a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike to number 9 hitter Dominic Rodriguez, Jr. And that ball fouled off to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Raining just a little bit more steady at this point. The 1-2 pitch from Eicher and to the screen. And Ledgate corrals it. But Carson Adolph comes in and scores. Trent Maestas moves up from second to third. I'm going to get a little bit wet sitting out here in the weather. Valley with a 6-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch, 2-2 pitch from Eicher, swung on and missed, strike 3. Rinkin comes to the plate. One for one on the day. 6-0 lead. Pitch low and inside to Rinkin. Maestas at third base. Pitch from Eicher. Strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wiley Eicher sitting at 40 pitches here in the first inning. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt, and Maestas comes to the plate. Scores the 7th run for the Vikings. Pitch to Rinkin, high, 2 balls, 3 balls and a strike to Andrew Rinkin. Pitch from Eicher, ball hit towards right field, down the right field line. Albert gives chase, ball's foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes. To Andrew Rinkin. Valley with a 7-0 lead. Ball's wet. Umpire's going to switch that out. Lovely weather, John Beltran. Lovely weather in Valley. It's raining pretty good right now. Ball 4 to Andrew Rinkin. Ivan Signs comes to the plate. I need to put on my other jacket. And Coach Odell comes out. Talked to Wiley Eicher, and this is his 2nd visit in the inning, so he'll be making a change. Looks like Landon Mesh will come to the hill. Eicher will go to third base. Odell stays at short. Ben Metlin moves from third to second. See if I can do some things in order to keep things dry here. As Landon Mesh completes his warm-ups. Okay, got that. So we've got that taken care of. Wiley Eicher was sitting on about 45 pitches here in the first inning. And I think he had a few more balls than he did strikes. The Valley scored 7 runs on 3 hits. There were some base on balls. There were some pass balls that contributed to those 7 runs coming around to score. 2 outs in the inning, bottom of the first. Valley with a 7-0 lead. Landon Mesh, the first pitch, low to Ivan Signs. Signs struck out looking his first at bat. Mesh, the sign. Rinkin with a good lead. Ludgate with a wet ball throws to Ben Metlin backing up second base. Rinkin safe at second on the stolen base. 2 balls. Oh, wait. Oh, I got to undo that. And we'll go 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a strike. And that ball hit out over the third baseman's head, line drive. Rinkin is going to come around third, and Rinkin's going to score. And the ball slips out of Wiley Eicher's hands on the relay to the plate to Tanner Ludgate. And Ivan Saenz goes to second on the throw. So Valley adds to their score. They're up 8-0. So a single for Saenz. Alfonso Medina, the pitcher for Valley, comes to the plate wearing his black hoodie. And the pitch is underneath Ludgate for a ball. John Beltran texted me and said he wasn't expecting it to rain this afternoon. I said, neither was I. You know, I knew it was supposed to be cool. That pitch fouled off down the third baseline. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning, Valley with 8 runs on 4 hits. The pitch from Mesh, a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alfonso Medina. Short bat, choked up. The pitch from Mesh, and that's low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ivan Saenz at second for the Valley Vikings. 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch from Landon Mesh. And that ball low and outside. Full count. Brush just having a hard time finding the strike zone. When Brush came to hit in the top half of the first inning, there was no rain. Bottom of the inning, it's just started to rain. That ball's fouled off, backing over the screen. Just making sure that it doesn't go up and come down and hit me on the noggin. It gets up in the sky, and with the sky being gray, makes it a little bit more difficult in order to be able to see the ball. Pitch, ball 4. So runners at first and second, Anthony Solis comes to the plate. Solis walked his first time up. And for Medina, we've got Brody Loveland coming out to be the courtesy runner. Pitch from Mesh, inside. Ball 1. Mesh is on the other side of balls and strikes right now. 6 balls, 5 strikes. That ball swung at and missed by Solis. It quits raining, it's going to be beautiful. The 1-1 pitch. Ball's upstairs. 2 balls and a strike to the number 4 hitter, Anthony Solis. Brush just in shock at what Valley's been able to do here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch, and that ball hit foul, out of play. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Valley 8 runs on 4 hits. Runners at first and second. The 2-2 pitch from Landon Mesh. Umpire was thinking about calling strike 3, but the pitch was a little bit up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. They'll be taken off on the pitch. And that ball skied. Percy Odell underneath it and makes the catch for the out. For the Valley Vikings, they scored 8 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2 runners on base. There were no brush errors. After 1 complete inning of play, Valley 8, Brush Beet Diggers 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beet Digger Baseball in Gilcrest, Colorado. The Valley Vikings with an 8-0 lead after 1 complete inning of play. Keaton Gillick will come to the plate for the Beet Diggers in the top of the 2nd inning. Beet Diggers gave up the 8 runs on 4 hits. There were several base on balls, 1 hit by pitch, and some pass balls, and then there were a couple mental errors where the ball was thrown to the plate instead of keeping the guy at first base. And then with the ball being wet, it skipped past the catcher Ledgate, and they were able to score a few extra runs anyway, not just on that one play, but just a combination of everything. And then it's raining on top of it. Beautiful day if it would quit raining. The pitch from Medina to Gillick inside, ball 1. Medina got through the first inning with just 13 pitches. Brush took about 55 pitches in order to be able to get through the bottom of the first inning. Pitch to Gillick was inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. And swung at and missed by Gillick. I'm going to put my chair up because it's warmer to stand. Hit by pitch. Gillick hit by pitch, so he'll go to first base. Tanner Ledgate comes to the plate. This is year number 6 for Tom Odell, coaching the Brush Beet Digger baseball team. Longtime softball coach. He's probably been coaching softball for 20-plus years for the Beet Diggers. Pitch from Medina in the dirt. Ball. Throw down from Dudley to Kistler, just to be able to keep Gillick a little bit closer to the bag. 1 ball, no strikes to Tanner Ledgate. Pitch, a strike at the knees. Took a little bit off that pitch. Ball on a strike to Ledgate, the senior. Senior backstop for the Diggers, the 1-1. And that ball in the dirt and pass ball. And Gillick moves up to second on the pass ball. Umpire changing out balls a little more often than normal just because of the grass being wet. Grass is greening up here at the field here in Gilcrest. Probably as we speak, as the rain's coming down. Pitch outside to Ledgate, 2 balls and a strike. I thought I hit a ball. 3 balls and a strike. And that pitch, a strike on the inside part of the plate at the belt. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Tanner Ledgate. The pitch from Medina. That time he walks, so Brush gets runners at first and second. Nobody out. Edgar Ortiz comes to the plate, sophomore for the Brush Beet Diggers. Morgan Community College. Start your associate degree, continue your education, and get a specialized certificate. Visit morgancc.edu for more. Coach Kistler comes out to talk to Anthony Medina. Alfonso Medina, his pitcher. Just thinking he's going to be having a hard time getting good traction, and perhaps maybe that was why Wiley Eicher might have had a little tougher time in order to be able to throw strikes. And I'm not quite sure what they're doing here. They're going to take a rain delay. Everybody's coming off the field. I think they are going to have a rain delay here, Rose. And so we'll be going to a break. We'll find out exactly what they've got going. They're just taking a break in order to put some sand on the pitcher's mound. So let's go to a break. Valley Vikings, 8-0 lead over the Brush Beet Diggers. We're in the top of the second inning. Brush has 2 runners at first and second. There's nobody out, and Edgar Ortiz will be coming to the plate. Right now, Valley 8, Brush 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beet Digger Baseball, 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Top of the second inning, Valley Vikings with an 8-0 lead over the Brush Beet Diggers. We go to a rain delay. They brought out the tarps over home plate and the pitcher's mound. So everything is covered right at this point in time. And players are going to their dugouts. So we will take a break. It does look like there's, I'm not going to say clear sky, but lighter sky towards the west, if that's the direction that all this is coming from. So we'll take a rain delay, and we'll be back. I'm sure that they'll be going to regular scheduled programming at the station. So Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Valley 8, Brush 0, top of the second inning. Runners at first and second when we come back. Brush Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR. 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We're back to Gilchrist. We join the action in progress. 2-2 count to Edgar Ortiz. He hits down third base. Third baseman picks it up, throws over to first base. Ball goes past first base. And Ludgate is coming to third base. Jillick was out at second. Ortiz moves up to second on the throwing error by Carson Adolph. So Jillick is out. On the fielder's choice. So Jillick is out. Ludgate moves up to third. And Ortiz moves up to second. The pitch to
Number 1, Wiley Eichel.
Wiley Eicher comes to the plate. The first pitch to him is a ball. Second pitch to Eicher, a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wiley Eicher with 1 out. Top of the second inning, Valley with an 8-0 lead. Pitch outside corner, a strike at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wiley Eicher. For Brush, they've got 2 runners on base, second and third. The pitch to Eicher, fouled towards and out of play, towards the concession stand and out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Valley with 8 runs on 4 hits. Brush, no runs on 1 hit. Pitch to Eicher outside, a ball, evens a count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. The rain is done. The dust is settled. Curveball upstairs to Eicher, ball 3. Full count to the number 8 hitter, Wiley Eicher, the starting pitcher for today, but he's moved over to third base. Landon Mesh on the hill for the Diggers now. Ball hit out towards first base to Kistler, over to Medina at first. Runners out at first. Ludgate comes in and scores.
Run will come in for the Beat Diggers.
And Ortiz moved up to third base. So 2 outs, score 8-1. Ortiz at third. Hunter Proctor comes to the plate. Pitch inside to Proctor. Everybody's ventured out of their cars. They're back in the stands. The pitch right down the middle, a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hunter Proctor. Percy Odell on deck for the Diggers, top of the lineup. Pitch from Medina, fouled off over the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter, Hunter Proctor. Proctor, a senior this year, graduating here in a little over a month, and swung at and missed. Pitch picked up by Dudley over to Kistler at first for the out. So a strikeout swinging.
For the third out of the inning.
Seth Kistler will be coming to the plate for Valley, but for Brush, 1 run on 1 hit, and there were no Valley errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. After 1.5 innings of play, Valley 8, Brush 1. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. After 1.5 innings of play on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network, Brush Beat Digger Baseball, Valley with an 8-1 lead. Valley will be coming to the plate. Brush has made some changes, but it's going to be difficult in order to be able to tell you exactly who's where and doing what, because the guys are wearing their sweatshirts now. Keaton Gillick is going to be on the hill for the Brush Beat Diggers. Landon Mesh got out of the first inning. So we'll put Keaton on the hill. And then that's going to leave me, maybe Wiley Eicher is in left field. So let's do that, and we'll put Mesh at third. Oh boy, we've got a mess here. See if we can get things kind of taken care of.
For the Vikings, number 15, Seth Kistler.
Seth Kistler comes to the plate for Valley. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Valley with 8 runs on 4 hits. 2 runners left. Pitch from Gillick. A ball. Gillick gets a sign from Ludgate, the pitch, and that ball hit out towards left center field. And the left fielder, Wiley Eicher, comes in, grabs the ball for the first out. Caleb Dudley comes to the plate. He was hit by pitch the first time that he was at the plate. Dudley, the number 6 hitter in the lineup. Pitch, and that ball hit towards first base. 1 pitch, 1 out. Ortiz is at first and picks that up on 2 hops for the easy unassisted out at first. Carson Adolph, the third baseman, comes to the plate. He walked his first at bat, number 7 hitter in the lineup. Pitch from Gillick, a little outside, ball. I'm going to have to go back and fix my scorecard because Carson Adolph did have an error. He threw wide of first base. when they were in the field. Valley was in the field last inning. That ball hit out towards third base, foul. Mesh picks it up. One ball, one strike to Carson Adolph. It's cold out here. Just players have their sweatshirts on over their uniforms. Makes it a little bit hard in order to figure out who's who, where they're playing. Umpires have their masks on. Pitch swung at and missed. One ball, two strikes. So they've come to the field prepared in order to stay warm. Baseball in the spring is a hard sport because of the cold. The ball in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The weather's always unpredictable. We did not anticipate that it was going to rain today, although there was going to be clouds in the sky, but did not anticipate that it was going to rain, or at least as much as it did. Pitch from Jillick outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Valley with an 8-1 lead. Bottom of the second inning, 3-2 pitch, 2 outs to the number 7 hitter, Carson Adolph. Jillick gets a sign from Ludgate. Ludgate, pitch, fouled back to the screen. Three-two, and that ball fouled off to the first base coach's box. Jeff Stone reaches down, picks it up, throws it back to Jillick. This is going to be difficult in order to be able to tell where everybody's playing. I just was informed that Wiley Eicher is behind the plate. Ludgate, I'm not sure where Ludgate ended up. The pitch, and that ball's fouled back and over the screen. Carson Adolph hanging tough. 8 pitches that he's seen just in this one at bat. The batter before grounded out on 1 pitch from Keaton Jillick. This batter's taken 8 pitches. This is the 9th pitch, and it is a strike 3. Not swinging for Valley in the bottom of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. By Brush, no one left on base. After 2 complete innings of play, Valley 8, Brush 1. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Percy Odell comes to the plate for the Brush Beat Diggers in the top of the 3rd inning. Percy's playing second base now. Had some help from some fans. Pitch to Percy, a strike at the knees on the outside corner. We'll try to update as to where everybody's playing. Wiley Eicher is going to be behind the plate. Jillick is on the hill for the Beat Diggers. Odell pops that up just a little bit past shortstop to left field. And Dominic Rodriguez comes in and catches that for the out. Ben Metlin comes to the plate. Metlin is in left field. Ben Metlin's in left field. So I'm getting help as to figuring out where everybody is. Mesh is at third. And that ball fouled off down the right field line. Valley with 8 runs on the bottom of the first inning on 4 hits takes the lead. Then we had about a 25-minute rain delay. Pitch was a ball to Ben Metlin. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. The pitch from Medina, and the ball topped out towards third base. Picks it up. Adolph holds on to the ball, and Metlin legs out the infield
Metland will be
Single.
first with a single. That'll bring up number 6, Landon Mesh.
Landon Mesh comes to the plate. 1 out for the Diggers. Metland on at first. Mesh had a single his first time up for the first hit for the Beat Diggers. Pitch was a ball up and out of the zone. Metland leads off at first. Medina, the sign, the pitch, same position. Pitch was outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Landon Mesh, the third baseman at this point for the Brush Beat Diggers. Brush down 8-1. See if they can scratch out a few runs, get back in this ball game. Ball hit up the middle, and a single. And Metland moves up to second. Mesh on at first. Metland's 2 for 2 on the day.
With a single. That'll bring runners to first and second for number 50, Sawyer Albert.
Sawyer Albert comes to the plate. Lined out, his first at bat. Runners at first and second for the Beat Diggers. 1 out. The pitch from Medina, outside, a ball. The offering from Medina to the tall senior for the Brush Beat Diggers, Sawyer Albert, and that was low, a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch, and that ball hit up the middle, line drive, base hit, 1 hop to the center fielder. Metland rounds third, comes into the plate and scores, and Albert with a hard line drive single to center field with a RBI.
Albert hit a line drive up.
Landon Mesh moves up to second.
Run will come in for the Beat Diggers. I'll trim the gap to 8-2. Now up number 12.
So runners remain at first and second with 1 out. Keaton Gillick comes to the plate. He was hit by pitch his first at bat. And that ball hit up the middle. Hits Medina in the glove. He throws to second base for the fielder's choice, and they get the out at second. So Sawyer Albert's out at second for the second out. Mesh moves up to third.
I'll bring runners to Craw will be the courtesy runner.
And that ball hit by Tanner Ledgate out past the left fielder. Mesh comes in and scores for Brush's second run. Keaton Gillick comes in and scores the third run for the Brush Beat Diggers on Ledgate's double to left field.
Ludgate will hit a double to left field. Will bring 2 runs in for the Beat Diggers. I'll trim the gap now. 4 Valley.
8-4.
7 Edgar Ortiz.
Brush chipping away here. Ledgate on the first pitch swinging. Hits the double line drive to left field and drives in 2. Edgar Ortiz comes to the plate. And that pitch inside, a ball. All this while 2 outs are on the board for the Beat Diggers. They had the runners. They just ended up getting that second out, and now they've been able to scratch out 3 runs. And that pitch, it's going to be foul. Kistler goes out first baseline, reaches, and the ball drops
That's the range over into
for a strike.
territory. Can't squeeze it for the out.
1 ball, 1 strike to Edgar Ortiz.
We'll bring the count to 1-1.
Valley Vikings They beat Bishop Matchabuff 20-2 their first game, but they lost to Timnath 15-12. Pitch from Medina, hit by pitch. So Ortiz takes second. Ludgate goes back to second.
First on the hit by pitch. Ludgate was attempting to steal. He'll be sent back to second.
Wiley Eicher will come to the plate.
That'll bring up number.
But as I was just referencing here, Valley's been involved in some higher scoring games. They beat Bishop Matchabuff 20-2. They lost to Timnath 15-12, and they beat Estes Park 7-2, and they lost last night to Valley 14-7. So Brush just needs to poke a few balls here and there, get back in this ball game, and got Jillick on the hill. He's going to come in and throw strikes. So runners at first and second, Ortiz at first, Ludgate at second. Wiley Eicher will be the hitter. 2 outs. Coach Kistler came out and talked to his pitcher, Alfonso Medina. Two outs. See if Brush can scratch out another run here in the top of the third inning. And they've got Ludgate caught up on a pickoff. And Ludgate throw from, and I think he did get back, but the umpire ended up calling him out. So Ludgate got picked off. So we got pitcher, a shortstop to third base, and back to second base for the out. So for Brush, 3 runs on 4 hits, no out, no. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors by Valley, and there was 1 runner left on base. After 2.5 innings of play, Valley 8, Brush 4. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Gilchrist, Colorado, Good Friday, March 29th. Valley with an 8-4 lead after 2.5 innings of play. Brush was able to scratch out 3 runs here in the third inning to add to the one that they put on the board in the second. So they were down 8-0, but they're getting back into this game. Okay, now I think I've got the lineup back set here. Got straightened out by Steve and Mindy Albert. They were helping me out trying to figure out where everybody. So we've got Metlin in left, Proctor in center, Albert in right, Mesh at third, Ludgate at short, Percy Odell at second, Edgar Ortiz at first, Keaton Jillick on the hill, and Wiley Eicher behind the plate. Trent Mestis comes to the plate. He had a double his first at bat. Jillick gets a sign from Eicher, pitches upstairs, a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to the sophomore Mestis. The pitch from Jillick working quickly, fouled back to the screen. Hit the bumper board and all the way back to Eicher. Picks it up, gets it back to Jillick. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Bottom of the third inning. Pitch from Jillick. Strike outside corner at the knees. It's one thing that we can count on with Keaton Jillick is he comes out and throws strikes. Gets a sign from Eicher. Eicher sets up outside corner. The pitch. And the pitch was outside, a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Valley's field is taken shape over the years. They've continued to add to this field. Pitch, strike 3, outside corner, looking. Dominic Rodriguez, 9-hitter, 9-hole hitter, comes up to the plate. first few years, Valley's field, they didn't have signs as to how deep it was down the lines or left center, right center, or straightaway center. 328 down the lines, 365 in left center, 360 right center, 372 in center field. And they've got a nice hitter's eye in the background. Pitch from Jillick to Rodriguez, a strike, inside corner at the knees. The pitch from Jillick working quickly outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jillick getting into more of a rhythm. Gets the sign in the offering. The 1-1 pitch. Strike outside corner at the knees. That's pitch number 20 by Keaton Jillick. 13 strikes. Doing what he needs to, filling up the strike zone. The 1-2 pitch, and swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 outs. Brings out the top of the order, Andrew Rinkin. A triple and a walk at this point. The offering from Jillick, and that ball fouled back and over the screen. The 0-1 pitch, the offering, and that ball hit out between third and short. Ludgate picks it up, throws it over to Ortiz, but the runner had an infield single. Rinkin 2 for 2 on the day. On the bases 3 for 3. A single, triple, and a walk. Yvonne Signs comes to the plate. Struck out looking his first at bat and then singled his second at bat. 1 for 2 officially. Rinkin with a good lead at first. The pitch from Jillick. Upstairs, a ball. Ball thrown from Eicher to Ortiz at first to keep Rinkin just a little bit closer to the bag. The 1-0 count, Jillick from the stretch. The offering, Rinkin takes off to second. The throw down by Eicher. And from Eicher to Odell, Rinkin is thrown out. On a caught stealing. Nice throw down by Wiley Eicher to get the third out in the bottom of the third inning. The score after 3 complete innings of play, Valley 8, Brush 4. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And that ball sky high. Odell at second gets underneath it, says it's mine, catches, out.
Second baseman will settle under and squeeze it for the second out of the inning.
2 outs. Anthony Solis comes to the plate, officially 0 for 1 on the day. Walked his first at bat in the bottom of the first inning, flew out his last at bat. Valley 8 runs on 5 hits, and that pitch upstairs. Brush 6 runs on 6 hits. Valley has 1 error, Brush no errors on the day. The 1-0. Eicher down low. Gives a good target. A strike at the knees, inside corner. The 1-1 offering, and that ball hit towards Ludgate at short, over to Ortiz. 6-3 on the putout. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base after 4 complete innings of play. Valley 8, Brush 6. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Diggers down 8-6 to the Valley Vikings after 4 complete innings of play. Carson Adolph on the hill for the Valley Vikings. Started the game at third base. Alfonso Medina was the pitcher through 3 1/3 innings. And Adolph came on and finished up the last 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Tanner Ludgate comes to the plate. Tanner walked his first at bat, had a double his last at bat. Brush just has good approach coming to the plate. Put the ball in play. Take what the defense gives you, what the pitchers give you.
Tanner Ludgate.
Adolph the pitch to Ludgate, and that ball hit out towards left field, and that's over the left fielder's head. Out towards a 328 sign, 2 hops to the fence. Ludgate at second, and Ludgate coming to third, and Ludgate in safely at third with a triple.
Well, slide in eight with a triple.
So Ludgate at third, nobody out. Edgar Ortiz comes to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day, fielder's choice and hit by pitch.
That'll bring up number 27, Edgar Ortiz.
Brush is setting themselves up here in the top of the 5th inning with a runner at third base, nobody out. See if they can get Ludgate in. Pitch, Ortiz pops it up. Second baseman settles under it, and it clanks off his glove for the air. And Ludgate comes in and scores. Ortiz on at first.
So, settled under it. Lost it in the sky. Bring a run in for the Beat Diggers.
Beat Diggers narrow the lead to 8-7.
Now up.
Wiley Eicher comes to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day, ground out, walk. Ortiz leads off at first, and attempted bunt, fouled at the plate. The pitch from Adolph outside, and Dudley thought about throwing down to first base to Seth Kistler, the first baseman for the Valley Vikings. Ortiz the lead at first, Adolph the pitch, and that ball fouled up back and over the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wiley Eicher. Nobody out for the Beat Diggers here in the top of the 5th, and that ball fisted out towards second base. And the second baseman makes the play, and Ortiz took about 4 steps towards second and then retreated to the bag, safe at first. So a pop out to the second baseman. Ortiz at first, 1 out. Hunter Proctor at the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out swinging and a ground out. Adolph the pitch, and swung on and missed by Proctor on a pitch that was right in the wheelhouse. Adolph, 21 pitches, 12 strikes for the Vikings, and Proctor bunts the ball, fielded by the second baseman, fielded by the catcher and thrown to the second baseman. Ortiz is out at second.
Caleb will come out of the stands, pick it up, throw the lead runner out at second. to the top of the order with number 2, Percy Odell.
Hunter Proctor's on at first as Ortiz is out at second. 2 outs in the inning. Odell comes to the plate, officially 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out, fly out, and a walk, and Odell hits the ball out to center, left field. Left fielder misplays it. The ball goes past him. Proctor rounds third and comes in and scores. Odell goes to third and safe at third with a triple. Odell hit the ball hard.
The run will come in, will tie the ball game at 8.
And that brings in the game-tying run. Proctor was the 8th run for the Beet Diggers. It's impressive to look at the scoreboard. Brush 1 in the second, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 here in the fifth, and the score is tied after Brush fell down 8-0 to the Valley Vikings. The first pitch to Ben Metlin, a ball up and out of the strike zone. See if Brush can get this last run in. Swung on and missed by Metlin. Count evens at 1. The pitch inside. 2 balls and a strike. Metlin 1 for 2 on the day. Ground out, single, and a walk. Metlin gets, the wild pitch by Adolph, and Odell comes in and scores.
Odell will come in to score on the wild pitch. That'll give the Beet Diggers the lead.
Brush with a 9-8 lead in the top of the 5th inning. Wow, who would have thought that after being down 8-0 and it raining and a 25-minute rain delay? 3 balls and a strike to Ben Metlin. The pitch, ball 4. Metlin takes first base.
I'll bring up number 6, Landon Mesh.
Landon Mesh, 3 for 3 on the day. 3 singles. Hitting out of the 3 hole. Playing third base. Hits from the left side, and that pitch out. Oh, umpire called it a strike. The pitch looked outside. Umpire has a better view than I do. He's positioned right behind the catcher. The pitch from Adolph, and that ball hit out towards right center field and caught by Anthony Solis in right field. So Brush scores 3 runs on 2 hits in the top of the 5th inning. There was 1 Valley error, and there was a runner left on base for the Beet Diggers. After 4.5 innings of baseball completed in Gilcrest, Brush 9, Valley 8. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning with Brush inching their way back into this ball game, and here in the top half of the inning taking the lead. Seth Kistler will come to the plate for the Valley Vikings. Number 5 hitter, he'll be facing Keaton Gillick. Gillick's thrown 38 pitches, 24 strikes. Kistler 1 for 2 on the day, a double and a fly out.
Leading off for the Vikings, number 15, Sam Kistler.
Gillick, the offering, strike at the knees, inside corner. Gets a sign from Eicher, the offering, Inside, ball. Count evens, 1. Eicher sitting low with the target and the pitch, and that ball skied. Jillick underneath it. Jillick comes in, squeezes for the first out in the inning.
Settle under, squeeze it for the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up number 7.
Caleb Dudley comes to the plate.
Dudley.
Caleb's the catcher for the Vikings. Wears number 7 on his back. Hit by pitch and grounded out. Valley has done nothing since that first inning. And Brush gave up a bunch of walks and some pass balls. And Brush just got themselves back in this ball game. Swinging strike by Caleb Dudley. Jillick working quickly, gets a sign, the offering. And that ball in the dirt. A ball on a strike. And that ball skied out towards Percy Odell at second base. Percy settles underneath it, pop up. Percy squeezes for the out.
Squeeze it for the second out of the inning.
Two outs in the inning. Carson Adolph, the pitcher for the Valley Vikings at this point, comes to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day, a walk and struck out. Looking. Jillick gets a sign from Eicher. The pitch outside. Ball 1. And that ball fisted out towards Odell at second. Odell picks it up over to first for the out. 4-3 on the put out. No runs, no hits, no errors for Valley. Nobody left on base after 5 complete innings of play. Brush Beet Diggers 9, Valley 8. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush with a 9-8 lead going to the top of the 6th inning against the Valley Vikings. The Valley with 8 runs in the bottom of the first inning. Pretty formidable lead. They didn't score as many as the Rockies did last night, as the Arizona Diamondbacks scored against the Rockies last night. They scored 2 touchdowns in the 3rd inning against the Rockies, and the Rockies weren't able to overcome that and lost 16-1. Valley jumps up 8-0 on the Beet Diggers, but the Beet Diggers in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings has scratched out 1 run, 3 runs, 2 runs, and 3 runs to be able to take the 9-8 lead as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Sawyer Albert comes to the plate for the Beet Diggers. Hit the ball hard, 1 to the 3rd baseman, single to center field, and then his last at bat, he just got out on his front foot on a changeup and swung at a pitch that he would have much rather let go, and struck out on that. Comes to the plate, 1 for 3 on the day.
Leading off for the Beet Diggers, number 50, Sawyer Albert.
Pitch outside, a ball to Sawyer Albert. I was going to say, I saw the pitcher. He had his white sleeves pulled down in between the innings. That pitch, a ball, 2-0. As he threw the first pitch to Albert, and then between the first pitch and the second pitch, he ended up rolling that sleeve up off his elbow, up behind his uniform. 3-0. Pitch was low and in the dirt to Sawyer. The offering, and that ball in the dirt. Albert to first base. on the walk. Carson Adolph, the pitcher for the Valley Vikings, 34 pitches, 17 strikes, 17 balls. Alfonso Medina was about the same way. I think they took him out with 72 pitches, and he had 37 balls and 35 strikes. Pitch hit down the first baseline. It's going to be foul and drops down the first baseline by Keaton Gillick. 0 for 2 officially on the day. Brush with their leadoff hitter on base once again. Seems like that they've been doing that in the second, third, fourth, and fifth innings. And as a result, you get the leadoff runner on. It puts pressure on the defense, and Brush has been able to get the runs on the board. Albert with a good lead, and the 0-1 pitch, and that ball hit down the first baseline. That ball probably will fall fair. Oh, right fielder gets there and squeezes it for the out. So Sawyer Albert remains at first base. Ludgate comes to the plate, 2 for 2 on the day. A walk with a double and a triple. Albert, tall, lanky fella, over 6 feet, had a pretty good lead. And he's wearing a knee brace over his uniform. As he dives back in, he ends up filling it up full of some red clay. And he just had to try to work that out. The pitch. And that ball hit by Ludgate out towards left field. And that ball squeezed by Dominic Rodriguez for the second out. Ludgate just got a little too much underneath that, and Rodriguez was able to get underneath it, where the last time the ball was able to get up and over Rodriguez's glove all the way to the fence. 2 outs in the inning. Edgar Ortiz comes to the plate. Pitch in the dirt by Adolph. Albert with the lead at first, and the pitch outside to Ortiz. 2-0. 2 outs. Come on, Brush. Scored every inning in the last 4. Might as well keep that up and keep the pressure on Valley, whose offense has just fallen off after the first inning. The pitch from Adolph in the dirt, and Dudley throws down to first base, Kistler, and Albert slides back in safely. 3 balls, no strikes to Edgar Ortiz. Better Electric, covering all electric work from residential to commercial to agriculture. Better does matter. Call 970-521-1030. The pitch, a strike. 3 balls and a strike to number 27, Edgar Ortiz, the first baseman for the Beet Diggers today. Albert takes off, and ball 4 to Ortiz.
Ortiz draws the walk.
Runners at first and second, 2 out. Coach Kistler has come out and talked to his pitcher, Carson Adolph. We'll see if they're going to make a change. Number 5 is River Hodson. Looks like he's going to come in and run for Sawyer Albert. Oh, he's running for Edgar Ortiz at first base. River Hodson at first. Pinch runner. Albert at second. Eicher at the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. Adolph, the pitch, and that pitch, a strike, inside corner. Adolph gets a sign from Dudley. The 0-1 count, the offering outside. A ball and a strike to number 1, Wiley Eicher, catcher for the Beet Diggers at this stage of the game. He was a starting pitcher for today. The offering, and that pitch outside, throw down to second base, Maestas, and Albert's back in safely. 2 balls and a strike. Game time 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're in the top of the 6th inning. 2 outs. The pitch from Adolph to the plate. Ball hit out towards third base, fielded by the third baseman, Afonso Medina, over and steps on the bag for the 3rd out. So for Brush, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. After 5.5 innings of play, Brush 9, Valley 8. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beet Diggers playing Valley Vikings in Gilcrest, Colorado. It's Good Friday. It's March 29th. It's rained. We had a 25-minute rain delay. Brush fell behind 8-0, and they've inched their way back into this ball game, and they took the lead in the top half of the 5th inning after scoring 1 run, 3 runs, 2 runs, and 3 runs in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Brush with the lead. Keaton Gillick on the hill for the Diggers, and Trent Maestas, the second baseman, comes to the plate. Maestas 1 for 2 on the day, a double and struck out.
Trent Maestas.
Eicher puts a sign down for Gillick. The pitch fouled back and over the screen.
Ball, heads up.
Gillick nods his head, gets a sign, head in the count, 0-1. That pitch fouled back and over the screen.
Ball, heads up.
No balls, 2 strikes to Maestas, the second baseman. The 0-2 offering, inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, and that ball's fouled out down the right field line.
Foul ball, heads up.
Bank of Colorado, they believe in keeping things simple. Apply for the loan that you need for your dream home fully online. Visit bankofcolorado.com for all the information today. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Gillick, the offering, and that ball hit out towards right field. Sawyer Albert has a beat on it, reaches up, grabs it for the out.
The right fielder, he'll settle under, squeeze it to first down again.
Dominic Rodriguez, number 9 hitter in the lineup for the Valley Vikings, struck out twice on the day, 0 for 2. Oh, we've got a substitute.
Pinch hitter coming in to hit number 18.
Andrew Schmunk
Andrew Schmunk.
comes in and hits for Dominic Rodriguez. Schmunk hits from the left side. has a short bat. The pitch was outside a ball. He has a short bat. I bet that bat's no longer than 30 inches long. And he chokes up on it. And that swings at that pitch, swings through the pitch. A ball on a strike to Schmunk. Schmunk, another one of the sophomores for the Valley Vikings. Jillick, the 1-1. Swung on and missed by Schmunk. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brush with an out here in the bottom of the 6th with a 9-8 lead. Calls for time, steps out. Umpire grants it. Schmunk steps out, back in. Jillick, the sign from Eicher. The 1-2 offering. And upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Andrew Schmunk. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Jillick has piled up quite a few strikeouts in today's ball game. Andrew Rinkin comes to the plate, 2 for 2 on the day, triple walk and a single. This last time that he was on base, he was thrown out by Wiley Eicher. At second base as he attempted to steal. Jillick, the pitch, swung on and missed. 2 outs for the Diggers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Nobody on. Jillick just filling the strike zone. The pitch, swung on and missed. Jillick's pitch, now that he's been on the mound for several innings, I mean, his ball is really has good movement on the tail end, and these guys are swinging through the pitch. They're just fanning the bat at the ball and coming up empty. No balls, 2 strikes. Outside, a ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter Andrew Rinkin. The 1-2 offering, and that's fouled back to the screen. Steve is over here. I thought Steve, he still has his hands in his pocket. He wasn't going to reach up and grab it. Steve Albert over here, just trying to stay warm like the rest of us. Pitch outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two strikes, 2 outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 9-8 lead by the Brush Beat Diggers. Bottom of the 6th inning. The pitch, and that ball's fouled back over the screen. Jillick looks in, gets a sign from Eicher, and that pitch is outside. Full count to the leadoff hitter, Andrew Rinkin. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up to Rinkin, making Jillick work a little bit. Payoff pitch, hit out towards left field, topped, and Ben Metlin tried to field it on a short hop, and it just skipped past him. So announcer says it's a double. I would say that it's probably a single and an error, but we'll give the guy a double. Ivan Saenz comes to the plate, 1 for 3 on the day. 2 strikeouts and a single in between the 2 strikeouts.
Now up, number 9,
Jillick
Ivan Signs.
2 outs in the inning. Rinkin leads off at second. The pitch. Ball. 1. Low. We started the game and it was 51 degrees. We had the rain. It's 40 degrees at this point. And with the rain that has fallen, everything is just cool. It's just chilly. Everybody has their hands in their pockets. They have their hats on, trying to stay warm as possible. Jillick, the offering, that pitch in the dirt, and Rinkin takes over to third base safely on the pass ball. Rinkin on at third, tying run for the Valley Vikings. Wiley Eicher behind the plate needs to be a wall, not let anything by him. The pitch from Jillick, and that ball hit straight up and it's out of play. Straight up, Eicher turns around, runs into the umpire, Tyler Axelson, trying to get to that ball, but that ball was definitely out of play. It's 2 balls and a strike to Ivan Signs. See if Jillick can throw that pitch that has a little bit of tail on it. The 2-1 offering, swung on and missed. 2-2. 2 outs. A tying run for the Valley Vikings at third base. Jillick looks in for the sign. Signs asks for time and gets it. Bailey Mechanical, getting your house the right temperature is difficult. Call 970-522-0471 and let Bailey Mechanical go to work for you. Jillick, the sign, 2-2 count, 2 outs. The pitch, outside, full count to the number 2 hitter, Ivan Signs. The full count, and that ball upstairs. And that's a walk, and throw down to third to Landon Mesh, put tag on Rinkin, but safe at third. So we got runners at first and third.
Runners to first and third. Coming up to bat number 2, Alfonso Medina.
Alfonso Medina comes to the plate, 0 for 1 on the day. 2 walks and a fly out. Signs has a big lead at first. Rinkin a short lead at third. Jillick, the sign, the offering, and that ball's to the screen. Fouled off. Premier Farm Credit, for over 100 years, they've been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit premieraca.com. Jillick and Eicher working together, brush defense playing well. The pitch, and that ball hit out towards center field, and it's past Proctor in center, and Rinkin comes in and scores to tie things up, and Signs goes home on the hit, and he scores to take the lead for Valley here in the bottom of the 6th, and Alfonso Medina ends up at third base. The ball was hit out towards Hunter Proctor, and it just got past him in center field as he makes a dive for it, and it doesn't come up with it, obviously, and so Valley was able to score twice, and on the throw to the plate, Medina moves up to third. So Valley with the 10-9 lead through 6 innings. Pitch to Anthony Solis, a strike on the inside corner. Valley with 8 runs in the first inning and 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that's all they have on the board. But 10 runs nonetheless. And they have the lead. 10 runs on 7 hits. The pitch outside. A ball. And to Solis, the pitch, a ball. 2 balls and a strike to Anthony Solis. 0 for 2 on the day. Jolick cleaning the mud out from his cleats. From the stretch, the pitch, a strike, inside corner, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Valley with 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to take a 10-9 lead, and that ball hit down towards the right field line, foul. Jolick gets a sign from Eicher, the 2-2. And that ball hit out towards Proctor in center field. Proctor back about 5 steps to his right and squeezes the ball for the out. So Valley scores 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. After 6 complete innings of play, Valley 10, Brush 9. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Gilchrist, Colorado, Valley Vikings with a 10-9 lead as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Brush, now they've got to score in order to be able to extend the game and or take the lead in order to be able to win. Scored 9 runs in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. And Valley has their pitcher Seth Kistler on the hill. So who's over at first base? Number 18, Andrew Schmunk at first. We'll just leave it at that. So Kistler comes in to pitch for the Valley Vikings here in the top of the 7th inning.
Carson moved back over to third. Alfonso moved out to left field. Andrew Schmunk will stay in the game at first. Now up to bat, number 15, Hunter Proctor.
Hunter Proctor comes to the plate, and that pitch outside to Proctor. Proctor 0 for 3 on the day. Strikeout, grounded out, and a fielder's choice. Kistler, the pitch. Big lanky guy, ball hit out towards second base. Over a second to first, 4-3 on the putout.
Ball throws the batter up at first for the first out of the inning. That'll bring
1 out.
Beat Diggers back to the top of their lineup with number 2, Percy.
Percy Odell comes to the plate, 1 for 3. Had a triple his last at bat. Hit it out towards left field and got past the left fielder to the fence. Kistler the pitch, and the ball 58 feet to the plate. A ball bounces to the screen. I'm cold, and they're going to play a JV game after this too, Burr. There's just enough of a breeze. The pitch from Kistler, and that ball hit out towards the second baseman, just on the outfield grass, about 4 or 5 feet, and Mestis ends up squeezing that for the out.
This is it for the second out of the inning.
So 2 outs by the Beat Diggers. They're down to do or die. I mean, they 2 outs, and Ben Metland comes to the plate, and Kistler, that pitch outside, a ball. The offering, and that pitch swung on and missed. Evens the count at 1. Brush fell behind 8-0, got the lead at 9-8, and now they're behind 10-9 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, the top of the 7th inning. The ball hit out towards left field, and Dominic Rodriguez comes in and squeezes that for the out, and that's the game winner for the Valley Vikings.
Get 2 in the bottom of the 6th to win the ball game.
Valley Vikings come back after Brush takes the lead and scores 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning in order to be able to win this ball game 10-9. We'll just take a short little break. We'll come back. We'll summarize everything and finalize where we are with today's ball game. Valley 10, Brush 9. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Brush postgame show is brought to you by Advanced Agri-Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. Now is the time to begin your planning for next year's growing season. Call Dusty or Roxy at 970-571-2024. Unfortunately for the Brush Bee Diggers, they end up losing the game to fall to 2-2 on the season as a record. Valley with the win, they move to 3-2. For Brush today, they scored 9 runs on 8 hits, and they had an error and they left 8 runners on base. For Valley, 10 runs on 7 hits, they had 2 errors and they left 3 runners on base. Time of the game, 2 hours and 52 minutes. We had a 25-minute rain delay. Carson Adolph picks up the win in relief from Alfonso Medina, and Seth Kistler comes in for the save for Valley. For Brush, Wiley Eicher started, and most of the 8 runs, all the 8 runs in the first inning were his responsibility. And then Landon Mesh threw briefly, but for 2 outs. And then Keaton Gillett came in and filled up the strike zone and pitched really well for the Brush Bee Diggers, but he ended up giving up the 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, so Keaton Gillett takes the loss. So for the Brush Bee Diggers, they had a number of good things happen in innings 2, 3, 4, and 5, but the first inning and the 6th inning were what broke the back for the Bee Diggers today. So as we close out this ball game with Valley 10, Brush 9, you're listening to Brush Bee Diggers Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. I'm Kevin Fergus, and Brush's next game is this next week against Prospect Ridge on April 4th. So for the Bee Diggers and signing off, Kevin Fergus for Brush Bee Digger Baseball. Valley 10, Brush 9. You've been listening to Brush Bee Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And the sound engineer and producer for Brush Bee Digger Baseball is Rose Condis. I'm Kevin Fergus with the final score 10-9, Valley over Brush. You've been listening to Bee Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.